This was a chance for law enforcement agencies and school districts to come together and set out a plan for what happens if there is an active shooter. His supporters are already rallying around the idea of a runoff. And if that happens, we could see a presidential endorsement. If some of your council members were being graded on their attendance, they wouldn't be passing. They're small, they're agile, and they could help keep deputies safe. This isn't actually me. I created this one in about 15 minutes, and it's not perfect, but it's pretty believable, right? The price of a large trash can like this one is going to go up $3.49 a month. The medium is going to go up by $1. But the good news is, if you have a smaller bin like this one, the price isn't going to go up at all. Hours before President Trump was sworn in today, Texas officials were right here moving more buoys into Eagle Pass. Crews have to go through all of these pieces individually to make sure that they've cleared everything, and then when they're done, they put it in a big pile like this. There is a huge crowd of migrants here today. These are all people that are waiting to be processed by Border Patrol. We have spent months making sure you are able to access where these registered dangerous dogs live, and this is something the public has been asking for. And you can see the devastation just on this RV alone. This is actually one of the more intact RVs that we've seen. They're dark, they're dangerous, and they're being used to smuggle drugs, weapons, even people. Cartel tunnels are hiding underneath Texas land. You're going to hear from all of these reporters over the course of this evening.
How does the process look different today than it would have back in 2023 if someone does illegally cross?
People that make illegal entries now are going to be detected, arrested, processed accordingly.
To take a citywide look at all of these ticketing hotspots, we've got this map on our website. Bill Martin's family has been ranching in Carrizo Springs for generations. But his ancestors likely couldn't imagine the problems he's facing now.
It used to be that the people that came across, all of them just wanted a job.
And the solutions he's having to come up with.
This is the holy grail of gates now. This is the blueprint that everybody's going to follow.
A spiked gate with a special locking mechanism meant to take out a radiator if a vehicle tries to push it open. It's all to keep smugglers moving drugs and people off of his land.
I refer to this as like a chess game, and this is just the last move on our side, and there'll be a counter move on the other side.
How long has that chess match been going?
Probably 20 years.
Wow. An expensive and dangerous game for both sides. How much is that going to set you back to get all of your gates?
A gate like this would probably be $2,000 or $3,000
each.
Yes.
Wow.
Each.
And how many are you going to have to get total?
All of them. Well, 4.
Martin took us around the ranch to show us other safety measures too. He has to pick up all the trash migrants leave behind so his cattle don't eat it. People have stolen his vehicles. Drug mules have pointed guns at hunters. He had to fully armor this house because people broke in through the walls and the roof.
It's sad that that's what it's coming to. You've got to take care of what's yours. I mean, we can still feel sorry for them, but and then again, I'm trying to protect what's mine.
Martin is grateful that migrant activity has slowed down over the past year. About 45 minutes west of Martin's ranch, Vice President J.D. Vance touted those low crossing numbers on a border visit.
This particular site has gone from over 1,500 crossings per day to 30 crossings per day.
Vance also highlighted new surveillance technology to help stop people trying to enter illegally. Technology that could eventually help ranchers like Martin, too.
We're using artificial intelligence to make us better at the job of border enforcement, but we've got to make sure that technology is deployed across the entire American southern border.
Because even though numbers are low now, it doesn't mean they'll stay that way.
It's just a chess match. This is my last move, and there'll be another one coming.
How long until this becomes a thing of the past?
Until they find another way of getting around it.
We just showed you a lot of examples from Bill Martin's ranch, but he tells us he has a neighbor that's actually building a moat around his property. You heard that right. Now, Martin says that's not feasible for most ranchers, but it shows you the lengths that people are willing to go to protect their property. For the News 4i team, I'm Jordan Elder.
Book. I mean, we have no issue with what you found because we found the same thing and we're addressing it.
Well, back in May, the I-Team went through hundreds of training records for Uvalde officers along with deputies, and we identified more than a dozen law enforcement members who hadn't been through any active shooter training since the Robb Elementary tragedy in 2022. Jordan Elder got a chance to attend part of an active shooter training with Uvalde officers. She joins us with where those efforts stand right now and if the officers are on track to meet their training deadlines.
You made it into the building?
Yeah. What we saw on May 24th goes to show you that training needs to be done and they need more tactical skills.
For Javier Cazares, educating others and promoting change has become a life mission in memory of his daughter Jackie, who died at Robb Elementary.
Keep an eye up on top on the roof.
Several reports have shown that the law enforcement officers tasked with protecting Jackie didn't have proper training. And nearly 2.5 years later, some still don't.
It so doesn't surprise me that they're failing to do what they should be doing.
Uvalde Police Chief Homer Delgado and Assistant Chief Mike Davis invited us to see part of their active shooter training in June.
In the 2 years since the tragedy, there have been some officers that have not had active shooter training up until right now. Why is that?
That was our number one priority when we came on board, is exploring that. And when we noticed that there may be some gaps or deficiencies in minimum training, we put those individuals to the head of the line.
Davis and Chief Delgado both stepped into their positions this year, hoping to build back some of the trust that was lost in that Robb Elementary hallway.
This training is designed specifically to address situations that arise as Robb did.
CJ James is a senior instructor with the Advanced Law Enforcement Rapid Response Training Center, or ALERT, running several trainings in Uvalde.
The importance is that there's a baseline there that all of them can speak to. So while the shoulder patches don't all match, the language matches.
When we looked at the training records again in mid-July, we found improvements. At the Uvalde County Sheriff's Office, we identified 9 employees who haven't had active shooter training since the mass shooting. 6 of those are reserve, meaning they're not serving on a day-to-day basis. Records show there are 3 officers and 1 dispatcher still waiting for training at the Uvalde Police Department.
And we are on track to get that completed.
Both agencies have announced that every employee will have to complete active shooter training by the end of December.
Am I happy with it? It should have been done already, but it's a start. And, I'm glad this new chief is actually trying to do things, to make things better.
And training documents show some officers are going beyond the state's minimum requirements. Davis says this is one of many steps they're taking to build back trust with their community.
If we don't take this seriously, there's no reason to carry that badge.
For the News 4 I-Team, I'm Jordan Elder. For Ione McGinty, biking is her stress relief. Until a close call 2 weeks ago.
When I looked down, his mouth was right there.
On her nightly ride, a dog ran out from a garage, barking and biting at her back tire.
And that's how close he was. And I just started to scream bloody murder. And I don't know how, but by the grace of God, I got away from that dog.
She says she called 311 to report the incident, but no one followed up.
Yesterday I called and I found out that the case had been closed, but the dangerous dog unit never got in contact with me or to find out any further information. Now I find out that this is not the first time this house has had an incident.
We looked back in our archives and we first reported on these animals back in February. We told you there were 3 registered dangerous dogs living here. The dog McGinty says attacked her isn't one of them, but we know at least 1 affidavit has been filed asking for the dangerous designation. As you see here, the city said there wasn't enough evidence to do it. We've obtained years' worth of reports about that dog and several others at the same address. Several neighbors have reported this dog and others that live there. What can you do to ensure safety in that neighborhood?
So the first thing we are encouraging all residents to do is if something does come up, please call our office. So call 311, call ACS, and call our office so we all have information that we can then act on. An ACS spokesperson told us Friday that there was no legal proof that this dog got off the property, and the case was forwarded to dangerous dog investigators. Documents show these dog owners have been cited several times for not complying with dangerous dog laws. ACS tells us the property was inspected earlier this week, and investigators didn't find any violations. For now, McGinty got this hiking stick to protect herself during bike rides.
I can easily react.
Still calling for permanent action from city leaders.
And I really hope that the city does something about it. before someone gets killed.
Jordan Elder, Fox SA. Through raging waters and broken roads, Amanda Nicholson says there was only one option.
Our family was in trouble and we were able to help in the best way that we could.
Full speed ahead behind the wheel of a school bus,
Where we picked up a bunch of the Mystic girls that they had drove in from camp. All we knew is that we had a bunch of young girls holding each other's hands, waiting to get on our buses.
Amanda has her commercial driver's license to take her Tyvee High School volleyball team to and from games. On July 4th, the stakes were much higher.
A lot of these girls had pajamas on. A lot of them didn't have shoes. They had nothing but each other. And so that was a hard view in itself, that this happened while they were sleeping.
Millions of people across the world have seen this video. Girls from Camp Mystic singing on their way to safety. For Amanda, the journey was more somber. She watched as children ran off her bus and into the arms of their worried parents.
To see fear in everybody was extremely difficult. And it was extremely difficult to have some of those parents ask you when everybody got off your bus, is that it? Because they didn't see their child. And so that was really hard.
There are people who are calling you and the other bus drivers that went in there to help evacuate people heroes. Do you see it that way?
I think we just wanted to help our first responders, anybody that was chest deep, the family members who saved their family, those are heroes. The counselors, the people that gave their lives to save these kids, I mean, those are your heroes.
Her boss sees it differently.
They're heroes. They're heroes.
Ken Knowles was on a cruise when the floodwaters hit, but he says he wasn't surprised when he heard how his team responded.
Faster than I could possibly have imagined, we had buses on the road ready to rescue kids.
In total, 10 district buses brought about 900 campers to safety. These green bows will be waiting as bus drivers return to the barn in August, a way to honor the lives lost. And about that bus driver title,
I've told them that there's a saying that I'm going to ban from our department. I'm just a bus driver. They were comforters, they were rescuers, and in my mind, they're all heroes.
It's going to be hard, but we're strong and we're going to make it. And that's all you can do. That's all you can do.
Reporting in Kerrville, I'm Jordan Elder.